Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Last month, I received what I considered to be some devastating news. I was informed that my Holy Grail foundation of at least 10 years was being discontinued. And that foundation is the MAC Cosmetics Studio Fix Fluid. As many of you know, I was a freelance makeup artist for many, many years. And there was a period of time that I specifically focused on bridal makeup. And whenever I had a client that had combination to oily or oily skin, Studio Fix Fluid by MAC was my go-to. It simply never failed me. It gave incredible coverage. It was so long wearing. If you applied it correctly, it left you with a beautiful, non-cakey, soft matte finish that helped to control oil for hours. Now let's be honest, a lot of people throw around the term Holy Grail, especially influencers. Well, I try my best not to just use that word so flippantly. I will only call something a Holy Grail product if it is truly something that I have repurchased over and over, that I recommend to people all the time, which again, in my case, is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. So that is why that news that it was being discontinued was so heartbreaking to me. And by the way, here are some of my bottles of MAC Studio Fix Fluid that I have purchased with my own money over the years. So you may have noticed that a lot of your favorite products are being reformulated. A lot of powders and blushes are being reformulated to take the talc out, to add in some skincare ingredients, basically to keep up with the changing technology, if that's the right word, within the cosmetics industry. So that is what MAC has done. They've changed the formula to add in some skincare ingredients, to make it feel a little bit more like your natural skin. I never ever felt like it was a cakey formula. However, I'm used to wearing medium to full coverage foundations, and obviously as a professional makeup artist for more than 20 years, my application technique is a little bit more advanced than your average makeup wearer. So it says here that this new good for skin formula is infused with 87% skincare, including sugar kelp extract to control oil, along with red algae extract and hyaluronic acid to hydrate over time. New Pro Fluid technology moves with skin for a natural look and comfortable, lightweight wear. So I have got a lot coming up for you in this video. I will be giving you my first impressions, swatches of 2 sample shades I was given at a MAC counter, a comparison of 2 of the exact same shades from the old formula and the new formula. You'll see a full day wear test. You will also see another day where I used the old formula on one side of my face and the new formula on the other side. And then I will close out the video by sharing with you my final thoughts. I will let you know whether or not I ended up purchasing a full size or if I am just still extremely devastated at the change. When I went to the MAC counter, she was kind enough to give me samples of 2 shades. I got NC20 and NC25. So I'm going to swatch a little bit of NC20 first. I'm just going to take the tiniest amount and put it right here and then swipe it down onto my neck. It's a little yellow, a little bit more yellow than I'm used to. I have not yet compared it to NC20 from the original formula. I will do that before I post this video. So here's NC25 now. No. Now that this one has oxidized a little bit, this one is looking peachier. And this one is looking more yellow. It's very, very highly concentrated and very blendable because I honestly just tapped my finger into this little pot and look how much area I was able to cover. I could probably cover this entire part of my face with what is right here. So I'm gonna let this sit I'm actually not sure that the NC family is even going to work for me, which is interesting because that's what I've always worn in Studio Fix in the past. Yeah, I'm honestly very grateful that I only got samples and I didn't buy a full-size bottle just yet, because I probably would have purchased NC25 or perhaps even NC20, and I don't think either one of these is right. But for the purposes of this video and just trying it out on my skin for the first time, if you know me at all, you know I can usually make any foundation shade work. But for now, we have got to remove both of these, and I'm going to go with the NC20. Now that I am aware that a little bit goes such a long way, I'm going to start with a pretty small amount, and I'm going to put a little bit into the palm of my hand. If you missed my recent makeup hack video, I will have it linked in the description box, because I talk about why I have started using this technique of putting the foundation in my palm. Okay, just wanted to make sure I was definitely using the NC20. So I'm taking my foundation brush, swirling the product around. And why does it look like I have sparkles on my face? So the coverage is about the same as it was. Medium. I don't know, why do I feel like it's a little less coverage than the original? I gotta look up closer. No, it's about the same. And you know what? Now that I've applied it all over, it doesn't look as off as it did when I just swatched it in this area. And of course I'm bringing it down my neck. And that is typically how I make foundations work that aren't exact. And I know a lot of people disagree with this, but I will forever go a little bit darker with my foundation simply because I just like the way it looks. As long as you even out the rest of your body, you're fine. I just dislike when the foundation is too light. And it's just a personal preference. Some people like to go lighter and then add in more color with contour and bronzer. I do that too. I add warmth with contour and bronzer, but yeah, I just prefer to have my foundation be a little bit darker. But this NC20 is looking really good, I think. And not only do I think the shade is looking good, my whole face looks pretty good. The only thing I applied before applying this foundation was my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Water Cream about 15-20 minutes ago or so. And for not using any kind of pore refining primer prior to this application, I feel like my pores, my usually very large pores, look a little bit more refined. And now I'm going to go put on my concealer, do my brows, the rest of my makeup, and then I will check in a couple of hours to see how everything is looking for day one of testing out the newly reformulated MAC Studio Fix Fluid. Okay, I am headed out for dinner. My husband's cousin is in town and we are meeting her at Joe's Stone Crab over at Caesars, one of my favorite restaurants that is consistently good. Anyway, I did not have to redo my foundation. Usually, if I'm going out for the evening, I will take another shower, wash my face, redo my makeup, but I didn't have time for that today and I did not even need to. Of course, I did touch up my eye makeup a little bit and I reapplied my lipstick, tried to do something with my hair. But as far as the foundation goes, it's still looking really, really good. I am very, very impressed. I have tried so many foundations over the years and none of them, even if they claim to be, you know, super mattifying and oil controlling, none of them have ever lasted or kept me shine free for more than like 4 hours. And while I have had to touch up with a little bit of powder throughout the day, the fact that I just don't have to, I don't feel like I have to redo everything is really, really impressive. So here's another look and I am headed out. And tomorrow morning I will do one half with the old Studio Fix and then the other half with this new one. Okay, we are on day 2. Yesterday went really well. I am very, very pleased with how this foundation wore throughout the day and into the night. So now it's time to see what the differences are between the new formula, aside from the skincare ingredients and, just the basic formula differences. I want to see if the coverage and the wear time and the oil control capabilities are different. So this is the original formula. NC20, let's blend it out a little bit. Original formula, NC20. Now let's take some of the new formula, NC20, and ooh, it's lighter and less peachy. Hopefully you can see what I'm seeing, that the old formula is a little bit peachier. The new formula is a little bit lighter and more yellow, just a hair lighter and a hair more yellow, but there's definitely a difference. I'm gonna give them a minute to oxidize to see if they become any closer in shade. And believe it or not, they actually are. The new formula is turning a little bit more peachy as I'm watching it. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing, but I definitely feel like the new formula has sort of morphed into being more of the same shade as the old formula. Yeah, as of this moment, they look almost the same, which tells me that there's some ingredient in the new formula that oxidizes more so than the old formula. And I think to do this in the best way possible, the most apples to apples type of comparison, I'm going to apply them both with my fingers and then maybe take a sponge and blend them out. But I think, yeah, I'm going to use my fingers. And I'm going to take the original formula. Since the pump is gone, I'm doing it this way. And I am applying it. And the texture of this is quite liquidy and medium to full coverage, and it's very spreadable. So keep in mind, this is the old formula, or the original formula, Studio Fix Fluid. All right, now going in with the new formula. The texture is exactly the same. It feels exactly the same going on. I feel like it's a little bit more spreadable. I mean, the other side was easily spreadable also, but this just seems to be going on a little bit easier still. And just like yesterday, I have not used anything under the foundation except for my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. Color-wise, shade-wise, I mean, I don't really see a difference. Now I will say this, I don't really love how either looks at the moment with the fingertip application. We're doing this for research, so I'm just gonna keep blending, I guess. I much prefer the method that I showed recently in my hack video. I mean, I don't think either side looks bad, but it definitely looked better yesterday. And now that I'm looking at it in the viewfinder and then in this mirror and then in the magnified side, the new foundation side, the new formula is looking better, even with this fingertip application. So, all right, I'm gonna go, just like yesterday, put on the rest of my makeup and check in with you later.
Okay, this makeup has been on now for about 8 hours. I apologize if you can hear a lot of wind outside. I have the window open. It's a beautiful day here in Vegas, but it's extremely windy, so hopefully you can hear me. So again, this is the side with the original Studio Fix Fluid, and we are not going to talk about this hair. I didn't leave the house today, so I actually don't even know why I put on eye makeup or anything, but I did. So this is the original. This is the new. I think they both look the same. I have clearly not touched up. I haven't added any powder to take down any shine. So unfortunately, the shine control isn't amazing, but as I think I may have already said previously, there is not a foundation on the market that is going to keep this face shine free all day long. It's just not going to happen. But what's good is that, and what I've always loved about Studio Fix Fluid is that it doesn't disappear. The coverage stays on for hours and hours, stays where I put it. It doesn't emphasize texture, it doesn't make my pores look big, and honestly, the shine isn't horrible. Some foundations make my face look greasy versus glowy. I don't know what you would really call this. I'm personally not comfortable with it. I would, if I were leaving the house, I'd put some powder on, but as far as like there being a big difference in the feel or the wear time or basically anything else, I don't really see a difference. So, I mean, that actually makes me happy. It does make me happy because I have loved for such a long time the original, and I'm not mad about the new one.
All right, there's something I forgot to say during the intro of this video. The new Studio Fix Fluid does have a pump. It does come with a pump. With the old formula, it came like this with the cap, and then you had to purchase separately a pump for I think $10 or $12. Now, the last time I checked, the old formula was $42, and the new formula is $44, which to me sounds pretty good because, again, in the past, you had to purchase the pump separately, and now it's right there. You just click it back and forth to lock it and unlock it. And now you may be saying, oh, she must really like it because she went ahead and purchased the full size. Yes, I did. However, I went to a MAC store, and after feeling like both the NC20 and NC25 were a little bit too yellow, I decided to go in and see what another artist would match me to. And I don't know if I've said this yet, but in the past, I have always had to mix shades of Studio Fix Fluid. Even though it's MAC and they seem to have a wide variety of shades and undertones, nothing was ever quite right. So I would just take my metal tray and mix things up. The shade I ended up purchasing is C3.5. You can see right in the bottle that it is definitely more neutral than the NCs. So C3.5 is what I currently have on. This footage was taken in natural light with my iPhone, and I think it is absolutely perfect. Not only do I think the shade match is absolutely perfect, I think that this foundation is absolutely perfect. And I don't say that lightly. And this is the reason why I did not just do a first impressions video of this new formula. I wanted to make sure, because the old formula was so beloved by me, I knew I had to take my time with this review. Try it over multiple days, try it in different weather situations, try it with different primers, powders, concealers, no primer, and every time I use this foundation, I have been so happy with it. I have textured skin, and you may be able to see a little bit of it through here because I did apply a glowing blush. This is the Rare Beauty, one of the new Rare Beauty highlighting blushes. Of course, I will have everything that is currently on my face right now listed down below in the description box if you're curious. Now, I do have to give a little bit of credit to the powder that I applied on top, which is the One Size Blurring Setting Powder. The combination of these two is chef's kiss for combination to oily or oily skin. Now, for my combo to dry or very dry skinned viewers, I don't even know if you're still here watching this, but if you are, I would highly recommend the MAC Studio Radiance. I did try that one when it first came out, even though I knew it was not meant for my skin type. Even the MAC artist helping me said, yeah, I'm not so sure you're going to like this. She never mentioned that there was a new Studio Fix Fluid coming. This was about 2, maybe 3 months ago. Perhaps at that time she wasn't aware. But anyway, I still tried it and I did not like it. The coverage and the finish were beautiful if you like more of a radiant look, which as someone with oily skin, I don't gravitate towards. I prefer a soft matte or a matte finish. But that said, I was even hearing from people with oily skin who tried that foundation saying that they really loved it. Although, looking back at some of those influencers, I'm starting to realize that quite a few of them seem to like everything. I don't know what took me so long to notice this, but a lot of people that I follow, not so much here on YouTube, but over on TikTok, I've discovered that they rarely say anything negative about a product. And you and I both know that that's a little questionable. That makes you a little bit more of a skeptic when it comes to their reviews. Personally, I am a horrible liar. Not that I would ever want to lie to you guys, but I'm just a horrible liar. It shows on my face. That is why I only ever promote or work with brands that I truly do love and use, and I do not hesitate to say what I don't like about something. And by the way, this video is not sponsored. I did this video because I realized that a lot of you were also probably very disappointed to hear that the original Studio Fix fluid was discontinued and has been reformulated, especially if you've watched my videos over the years where I have consistently raved about that formula. So to hear that it's now different is kind of frustrating and disheartening, to say the least. But I'm here to tell you to turn that frown upside down, because this formula is so good. I am so happy with it. I highly recommend it, and I really don't know what else I can say about it. If you do have any questions, please feel free to leave them for me in the comment section. I will try to answer as many as I can. If you did enjoy this video, I really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will consider doing so. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and you will become a part of the Risa Does Makeup family. I do post new videos at least twice per week. You can also find more fun stuff from me over on Instagram and TikTok. My username is the same on every platform. It's Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.